Okay, and this is a unit 5, lesson number 7, expressing transformation of algebra of function algebraically. So the learning target for this is I can write equation from a description of how a graph is transformed. So you'll be given how the graph is transformed and you're supposed to write the equation, or you may have given the equation and you're supposed to write the description. So let's go directly to solve the practice problem number 7, the first one. Okay, here is a graph of e raised to x. So this is e raised to x. So the one that is given dotted, so that's the e raised to n. And the main point is 0, 1, because e raised to x passes through 0, 1. So this is e raised to x, the original function, exponential function. And the question is, and a graph of g, so the other one is the g, which is transformation of f. So it is due to some transformation you get this graph. So what do you think it did take place? So how did it go to this point? So what must have taken place? So first is, you can do different ways. Is you can pause this video for a while and see if you can try it yourself. The first thing what I would do is, I'm gonna, because of this point which is right here, this point which is, I'm gonna shift one place, two place. So that means everything is moved. If this is a point, it is moved 1, 2. Any point is 1 and 2, and you get a graph, kind of a graph. This one. So this is the point. You first translate 2 units to the right. So first translate 2 units to the right, and after that you reflect it over the x-axis. So this graph you reflect. So when you reflect over the axis, this point will exactly match here. This point will match somewhere here. This point will match somewhere here, and you are done. So what are you supposed to write? Write an equation. That means the new function gx. So the gx is, first step is I moved it 2 places to the right. So I have to write the original function f. When I move to the right, you have to write x, and then write opposite. So 2 places to the right, and then after that you reflect over the x-axis. That means I have to put a minus outside. So what does this mean is shifted 2 units to the right, and besides, not over, you have to flip it over the x-axis. So you have to put minus sign there. So that's how this is. So this is the answer for this. Hope that helps to understand. Or some of you will say, okay, why don't you reflect first? Yeah, you can do that also. It's almost the same thing. The first step could be, okay, you first reflect. It means this one, which is here, you first reflect, like this. You first reflect, and then after, so this black dot will be down, and then you shift it to the right. So it's almost the same thing. And then you put minus x. So this is the first step where you reflect over x-axis, and then you translate 2 units right. So when you translate 2 units right, this thing will change to x minus. Hope that helps. So let's go to the next one. Okay, so what are you supposed to do is you are describing the transformation that takes the graph of f. So this is the parent function. So the parent function is the graph this way, see. So this is the exponential function, this one. So in your mind you're thinking this one. So what's happening is, how did we get the new function is, so there is this minus e raised to x. That means first you reflect this over there's a minus. So this minus will reflect over, and then you push it up. So it means this graph will go translate 2.7 units up. So that means this is 1, this is 2, and this is maybe 2.7. So this new graph will be something like this. Okay, and that's it. So what you are supposed to write is for the parent function e raised to x. First step number 1, reflect f of x e raised to x over the x-axis, and then you shift. So whatever that, so that means in between. So you get when you reflect, what you get is you get minus e raised to x, right? So the last step is you say, okay, then translate. I think that's the right word. Translate the new one, that translate e raised to minus x 2 units up. That's it. So when you translate this, basically is up means you get minus x plus 2.7. That's the new gx. So remember this. The second part, if you see this, is I want you to focus first left and right. This is the main number. So this is x raised to 5. Maybe x raised to 5 is a graph something like this. If you check with the Desmos calculator, this is an odd function, which is x raised to 5 like this. So what you do this means you shift it, because there's a plus 3, you shift 1, 2 and 3. So first you translate 3 units to the right, and then there is a minus x. So what you do next is this thing reflects over the y. So this will be 1, 2 and 3. So I'll take this off in between graph. So the same graph will get reflected like this. So see, so reflects, and after that you shift it one place. So this dot, that's the main thing, is right here, and it goes one up. So it goes like this, and there you go, you're done. So what you're supposed to write is this graph f of x, shift it 3 to the left. I think I made a slight mistake in this whole thing, because there's a plus 3, so shift to the left. So basically, anyway, you know what I'm saying is, this is the original graph is, so this is the original graph. It shift 3 to the left, 1, 2, 3. So it goes this way, and then it reflects over the y-axis. So 1, 2, 3. So it goes like this, and then you go one up. So you need to describe this function. First, shift 3.1 units to the left, then reflect over the y-axis because of minus x, and this number by itself means then you translate it 1 unit up, or it gets shifted 1 unit up. The next one is the C question. Question number, so there is the original function is the absolute value function. Because what is the absolute value function? It's a V shape. Right? This is the thing. So what does that mean is you are shifting this graph 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 20, 30. So somewhere here is minus 26. So this graph goes 26 units down. So you have to say, so this function, absolute value function, gets shifted 26 unit downwards. So translated, so f of x is translated, you can say, or shifted, translated 26 units down. This one is square root of function, and the square root of function is this is the square root of function, and the new function is look at this point. This means we are shifting it to the right. It means if this is 1 and 2 and 3, and that point 0 is so small, it means we can't even show this, but it looks like it's almost like a blue color. So I'll just like close. So this is the new one, which is square root of x minus 0.04, and then it reflects over the so this is the one minus x minus 0.004 because of this minus. So two things happen. First is you shift this graph 0.004 units to the right, and then you reflect it over the x-axis because of the minus sign. And you're done. So here you're supposed to write an equation whose graph is a parabola. Now what is parabola? And this one they give you the vertex. Now to write the vertex, the formula is x minus h the whole square plus k, where h and k is the vertex. So this is the vertex. So they give you 1 and 4, so all you do is just plug it in. So y equals x minus, so this is your h and y, both positive, so you put it minus 1 the whole square and plus 4. You're done. But one more thing is, because it's upward, so you also have to write a here. So now that this a is positive. It doesn't tell you what, whether it is plus 1 or whether it is plus 2 or whether it is plus 3. It could be anything there. So I could write 1 here, or you could say plus 2, and everything stays the same. So this plus 2, this means the graph is with the vertex there and which opens up. Second one is vertex it. So this means, okay, what does this basically means? This is 2 and 1 means it is 1, 2 and 1. The graph is something like that's the graph of 1 and 4, right? So the way I did it wrong. So you will have to find where is 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here. So this is the graph upward. The second one is at 2 minus 3. So it is 1, 2, 1, 2 and 3. So here. But it's a downward, right? So something like this. So that's like a hk, which is 2 minus 3. So the formula is y is e x minus h square plus k, and you just plug in maybe minus 1, and h is 2, so you put 2 square and k is minus 3, and you're done. That's all you're supposed to do. So in this question, describe how to move the graph. So you're given a blue color graph. So you can see this graph is given to you, right? So you have to shift this graph in such a way that it coincides this one. See this part? This graph need to coincide this one. The data points, this point. So how do we do this? So the first thing is, of course, you can do different ways. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this point, which is between like almost like 3 and somewhere here. So 3 will be here. This point will go right here. First, I want to reflect it over the y-axis. Maybe let's take another point somewhere. 6 is almost like somewhere here, and that's like maybe 7 here. I don't know. Maybe 6, 7. So I go to minus 6 and somewhere here. So just using this, I can first flip this over the. So this point will remain the same. This point will go to other side as here. So kind of first reflect over the. So you get something like this. Okay. So this will be, yeah. So it has to also go to this point, right? So where is that? So first you want to it has to go here. So because of the, see, it's a little tricky here, so I have to do in such a way here and go like this. So this is the first part. Now for the graph to really match, so this one is this one, what we have to do is we'll have to watch this point. This point will have to go down because you have to get it somewhere here. So you'll have to go somewhere here. So that means you, this may be 3. Let's put this is 3. So it goes, and this is 1. So you shift 2 places down. This is down. Okay, and then you move 3 places right. So this, you move this, and then you go till here. So you go 1, you go 2, and then 3. So you go 2 down and 3 right. So when you do that, so you'll get that graph, and it will match this graph. See this part? So a little tricky there. So the main thing is, first step is you reflect over the y-axis. This is the y-axis, and then you shift it 2 down. So as I show, is difficult, 2 down, and then you take 3 right to the, and then it will exactly match those dotted. Hope that helps. So what you're supposed to do is, you write, first step is you reflect the blue graph over the y-axis, and then you say 2 places down and 3 places right, 3 units right, and it will match the. Now here is the graph of f of x. From this to this is given to you. So one side, we are supposed to sketch on the other side 0 to 10. If suppose it is even, then what? Now remember, even means if you want to make f is even function, I'll have to use this dot reflection over the y-axis part. This dot will go 2 places here, and this will go maybe here, and all this dot will go like this, and you get a graph. So if this is f of x, and when you reflect this graph in place of x and minus x, for these two opposite inputs, you'll always have the same output. Look at this height, they will have the same 5 there. So even though this is 2, 5, that's minus 2, 5. So see, so plus 2 and minus 2 have the same. So if you do this, if you want to have an even function, that's what should happen, is what they're asking us. Now if I want to have an odd function, now what is the meaning of odd? What is this? It means if I have let's see, 2 and 3, okay, then minus 2 and minus 3 also should be the point of the graph. It means f of minus x should be same as minus of f of x. So basically, if this is the point, what is it? This point is minus 2 and 5. So this will be plus 2 minus 5. So this is how you get this. Now if this point will be somewhere, this is on minus 3 and little lower than 7. So this side will be 3. That's minus 3. So this will be little below to minus, if this is minus 7, somewhere here. Okay, and you'll get points like this. This point will go right here because this is minus 1. This point is minus 1, 0, which if I reflect it, I mean, if I change both the input and output, it becomes plus 1 and 0. So that's why this, and you get this graph here. So this will complete the word function. And the last part is they're asking is, if it is neither, then you just graph anything stupid kind of graph you can do. So you can just graph anything, maybe something like this, maybe something like this, that's it. So that's not going to be order even also. So hope that helps. So question number 6, I want you to try yourself. Look at this and see which of this. There are 2 correct choices here. They give you F. F is the black color. This is the black color. And how did you get this G? That's the question. Which sequence of transformation takes? So what do you do with this F? How do you each of this, think over this. If you reflect over and then translate, does it coincide with the blue one, or does it reflect over? If you reflect over the x-axis and then translate by 2, so this is, I want you to try this. Okay, hope this helps, and I'm done. So this completes lesson number 7, practice problem. Take care. It's nighttime 12 here as I'm doing this work, feeling sleepy, but still I thought of making this video so that you can work this out on tomorrow, Friday. Thank you so much.